Okay, it is time to find the F value, and we're going to do it two ways. First, we are going to find it with math. I guess we're going to use first we're going to find it with math because I want to do some math in the course and it'll be fun. And then in the second video, we'll find it with Excel, which is admittedly quite a bit easier. Okay, how do you find an F value using actual numbers and an actual example? Let's check this out. So here's some data for three groups. Obviously, in a real estate, you probably have a lot more than four per group, but we're going to use a small sample. First, number one, find the mean for the total sample. This is called the grand mean. You remember this from the very first week course. It is the sum of all of the x's, right? X sub I, X of 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them added up and divided by n. So we have, if you add all those up, you get 52 divided by 12, and that gives you 4.33. That's also called your grand mean. Second, compute the mean for each group. So for the first group, it's 5.25, second group, it's 3.25, and the third group, it's 4.5. So compute the mean for each group. Third, subtract the mean for each group from the grand mean. So if you subtract 5.25 from 4.33, I rounded these, okay. You get 9.17. If you subtract it from 3.25, you get negative 1.083. And if you subtract it from 4.5, you get negative 0.167. So third step, subtract the mean for each group from the grand mean, the mean if you added all the groups together. Fourth thing, square the differences from the grand mean. If I square these, I get 0.84, 1.174. Obviously, you multiply two negatives, you get a positive, and 0.027. Step 5, add up the squared differences. And then I guess this is step 6, multiply that by the number in each group. So you have, if you add all these up, because it's the same number in each group, I don't have to do it separately, right? So I have 8.4, 1.174, 0.027. That all adds up to 2.041. I multiply that by 4, and I get 8.166. This is the sum of squares between groups. So remember that. First thing is I get the sum of squares between groups by finding the difference between each group mean and the mean for everyone altogether. And I square those differences, I add them up, and then I multiply that by the number of people in each group. Now let's find the sum of squares within groups. Remember, the variance, also from the first week, the variance is the sum of squared deviations from the mean divided by n minus 1. We covered that at the beginning of the course. So this is the variance without considering whether the people are in group A, B, or C. It's just the total variance. So to get the sum of squares, just multiply the variance by n minus 1. So just multiply it back. So if you had like, I don't know, 100 divided by 4, and you could multiply that by 4 to get 100. So that's what we're going to do. Just get back to sum of squares. We're going to find the variance and multiply it by n minus 1. Our total variance is 1.33. Our total sum of squares is 4.666. So we've got the sum of squares between and the total sum of squares. The difference between the total sum of squares and what was explained by group membership is 14.66 minus 8.166 equals 6.5. And that is the sum of squares within groups because total variance is composed of two things. One, the variance that explained by which group you're in, and two, the variance within the groups you're in. So to find the mean square between, you divide the sum of squares between by the number of groups minus 1. We had 3 groups. We divide that by 2. 8.166 divided by 2 equals 4.083. Remember this number. Find the mean square within. So divide the sum of squares within groups by the number of subjects minus the number of groups. 12 minus 3 is 9. 6.5 divided by 9 equals 0.722. F is the mean square between divided by the mean square within. And that is 4.083, remember, divided by this 0.722 we just found. And that equals 5.66. And that is our F. That's how you get it. To see whether that is significant and also to see how to do ANOVA with Excel, check out the next video.